fuel, give me fire, give me double shot it down.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight, we are here, Michigan International Speedway, for the 3-wide TV 200 here in the Elite Join APS Cup Series. Drivers wrapping up the final minute of practice. That means qualifying, getting ready to roll out and head your way. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and I hope you all are strapped in and holding on tight for what is going to be a night of extremely wild racing here at Michigan. We are going to see cars running on the high side. We're going to see cars running on the low side. And then we're probably going to see about 3 or 4 cars running in between those two that are high and low. 5 wide here at Michigan, not out of the question. We got it all coming your way here just after qualifying, final 5 seconds of practice. Driver's going to use these 5 seconds and qualifying to figure out how this track is going to work to their advantage here tonight. I want to give a special thank you and shout out to our race sponsor here tonight, 3-wide TV. They have a good presence, I believe, over on the Twitter and over on Facebook. I think is where I saw a lot of their activities. But they are our race sponsor here tonight. Competitors, so to speak, of Turn 3 Racing Network. But here at Turn 3, we're just happy to be broadcasting a race, talking about a race. We don't care if it's sponsored by someone else as a competitor or not. 12 machine of Damian Leininger pulling out for his qualifying time. Thomas George in the 42 machine. See if we can get a new pole position winner here tonight. Harold Campbell in the 31 out on track, turning a qualifying time. The only thing that is repeated here so far this season has been Ted Frankenfield winning the pole 3 different times. Other than that, our race winners have all been different in all 8 races we have done. This is race number 9. Could we see a 9th different winner here? Alice Myhand on the pole for the moment in that 41 machine as the qualifying times start to roll in. Thomas George sitting in second, Joshua Clark into third. Ethan Reisner in the 86 can get a little sideways there. And Thomas George going to go up to the top of the chart in that 42 machine. 73 of Michael Goodman out on track. Goodman right now with a 15th quick lap time. Last week's race winner, Gerald Campbell, started from the pole at Martinsville, won the race. Here he is right now on the provisional pole in that 31 machine with 2 minutes left of qualifying. The 3 is Scott Haney sitting in 4th place. We've had 20 drivers take a qualifying time. Joshua Furr in the 25. He is going to roll across the start-finish line. And Furr going to begin his first qualifying lap. Joshua Personette in the 7, rolling up to that top of the leaderboard, knocking off Gerald Campbell with the fast lap. 39.090. And with Joshua Furr coming down across to score his first lap, the 25 machine gonna post a time quick enough for 18th spot. Guys, we are gonna step away for the national anthem as he was the last one out qualifying. No other cars looking to do a lap. So please join me in honoring this nation.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the grid here tonight for the 3-wide TV 200 at Michigan. That means it's time to go through our starting lineup. Row number 1 gonna be made up of the 7 of Joshua Personette as he laid down the fastest lap here in qualifying, a 39.090. On his outside, Gerald Campbell in the 31 machine. Row 2 will be the 42 of Thomas George and the 45 of Matt Arcara. Row 3 will be the 3 machine of Scott Haney and the 10 of Jared Rexing. Row 4, the 25 of Joshua Furr and the 37 of Ethan Burrell. Row 5, the 64 of Andrew Rucker and the 28 of Joshua Clark. Row 6, the 11 of Matthew Weeks and the 95 of Joshua Adams. Row 7, David Tooker and Tyler Riggs. Row 8, the 58 of Chris Jordan and the 12 of Damian Leininger. Row 9, Shea D. Mantoba and Brady Clark. Row 10, the 41 of Dallas Myhan and the 73 of Michael Goodman. Row 11 will be the 15 of Chad Frankenfield and the 86 of Ethan Reisner. Row 12 will be the 23 of Chuck Sweeting and the 9 of Rusty Pickle. Row 13 will be the 6 of Logan Shea and the 87 of Richard Hines. Row 14 will be the 89 of Brent Jones, 83 of Steve Go. Bringing up row 15, the 22 of David Westergreen. I'll make up our starting lineup here tonight. Pace car peeling off. We get ready to go green flag racing. Joshua Personette keeping this field in check. Green flag is out, and we are underway. 100 laps on this 2-mile circuit. And we are going to see drivers mix it up very early here on these fresh tires on this opening lap. And you can see things are getting heated in the middle of the pack. Coming off of turn 2, we're starting to see 3 wide. Thomas George in the 42, wasting no time, going to the front of the field. Joshua Personette on the high side here, losing some ground as the 10 machine of Jared Rexing moves into second for our opening lap. Matt Arcara in the 45 machine finds himself in third place down underneath our pole sitter, the 7 of Personette. We got one in trouble. Wow, tail slapper. Not sure who that was. The 12 of Damian Leininger, very slow. Let's take another look at this as the 20 machine, Dane DeMantova, with the tank slapper right in front of Leininger. We stay green. And the battle heating up for the race lead. Thomas George led that lap, but the 10 machine of Jared Rexing with the run down the back stretch on the outside. Rexing going door to door with George. George in the 42, down on the bottom. Rexing in the 10. And Thomas George leading that one by just a little bit. Top 4 right there. 2 by 2. Then the 11 machine of the 37 of Ethan Burrell. Burrell running a FedEx 11 paint scheme. The Trading Paint's having a little bit of an issue for that 37 machine. Looks like he is running the 11 that Matthew Weeks is known for running. Rexing diving down to the bottom. Got some help going with him. Joshua Personette in the 7 machine continuing to fall back a little bit here. Our pole sitter now finds himself in 9th place. We go on board with the 7 of Personette. Brady Clark in the 14 machine, drafting up back behind the 7. Brady Clark rounding out your top 10. Started in 18th spot, already moving forward, wasting no time. Only on lap number 7, and this 14 machine has moved into 10th place. Top 10 do have a bit of a breakaway from the rest of the field. Speaking of the rest of the field, we got one going around on the backstretch. Dallas Myhand in the 41 machine, looping it coming off of turn number 2. Watch the 41 as he battles with the 95 machine of Joshua Adams. Everyone taking evasive action to get around the 41 machine. Slow spin for the 41, keeps it off the wall. No contact there for him. That is good news for Dallas Myhan. The field catching up to the pace car. 42 of Thomas George scored as your race leader. Jared Rexing in the 10 machine sitting in second. Rexing came into tonight's race sitting in second place in the point standings. Ethan Burrell was third. Just 29 points separating our points leader Chad Frankenfield from third place Ethan Burrell. Here comes the field. Everyone looking for tires here early on. '42 of Thomas George leading the drivers down pit lane. One driver staying out so far, that is the 86 of Ethan Reasoner. Tire stop completed for most of these cars. Down and away we go. Michigan Pit Road having lots of room for these guys. Looks like they all took up as much as they could. So the 86 of Reasoner not coming down pit road. The 73 of Michael Goodman. I believe he was on pit road when the yellow came out. We'll see if Reasoner is going to come down pit lane this time. Is he going to try and stay out and lead a lap? Goodman, though, going to make the break for pit road. Lights go out on the Ford Mustang. Check in on our points leader. That is the 15 machine, Chad Frankenfield. And now he finds himself in 12th spot. Frankenfield having a rough race at Martinsville. Looking to rebound from that one. Moving up through the field very quickly. 10 laps done. And 15 machine moved forward all of those laps. Lights go back on the pace car. Started 29 cars here tonight, all 29 cars still in the race. We are working our first caution of the night for a spin by the 41 of Dallas Myhan. Dallas got loose coming off of turn 2, did not make contact with anything. All the other cars able to take evasive action and avoid the 41. And now the lights go back out on the pace car. We're going to take another lap around. this 2 Mile Michigan International Speedway. Field all formed up, nice and pretty like. Row number 1 for this restart, the 42 of Thomas George selecting the outside lane. The 10 of Jared Rexing gonna be on the inside. Row number 2 gonna be made up of the 45 of Matt Arcara and the 28 of Joshua Clark. Row 3 will be the 64 of Andrew Rucker and the 25 of Joshua Burr. Are making its break down and away. George in control of the field. And Thomas George in the 42 gets on the throttle, and once again we are back underway here for the 3 Wide TV 200. Field scattering down the backstretch, everybody trying to find some room to run. 3 wide going into turn 1, it looked like. Things pinned out a little bit. Our 3 wide in the middle of the pack though. As I mentioned, we were going to see cars all over this track. Michigan very wide, very fast. Giving itself a lot of room for these drivers. Harold Campbell in the 31, rolling that high side right now. Really had a good run up on the top through 1 and 2. This time he's going to ride through the middle right behind the 28 of Clark. We go on board looking out the front end of Gerald Campbell as he gets a good run, gives a little bump draft to the 28. And Campbell this time going way up high in 1 and 2. Starting to use another lane. But gets an excellent run down this backstretch. At our car in the 45 machine right in the middle. Don't be fooled, folks. That 11 FedEx machine, that is Ethan Burrell. Trading paints, not loading up the correct paint scheme for him. Burrell right now finding himself in 6th place. Now moving into 5th as he snakes on by the 45 of Matt Arcara. Meanwhile, behind our car, we got 3 wide racing. The 95 machine of Josh Adams. Right behind the 15 of Chad Frankenfield. The 15 machine now inside the top 10, finding himself in 9th place. Thomas George in the 42, starting to squirt out a little bit of a lead here. They're battling 3 wide for 2nd place. Harold Campbell going to move into 2nd place as he clears the 10 and the 95, but the 95 machine of Adams not letting Campbell get too far away, trying to reel him in, set him up for a move down the backstretch. Campbell trying to keep him in check. Rangenfield in the 15 machine, trying to break into the top 5 here. Working his way around the 28 of Josh Clark. Meanwhile, Burrell and Adams still going at it. Now we can get a good look at the 11 machine of Matthew Weeks running a FedEx paint scheme very similar to the Western Auto paint scheme that Darrell Waltrip made famous. Matthew Weeks in the 11 battling with the 14 of Brady Clark. Thomas George in the 42 has now been passed by Joshua Adams. 95 had the lead down the backstretch. The 42 says, "I'll take that back, thank you very much." And George back to the front. Campbell moving into second place. Adams in the 95. Losing some ground here. 3 wide. Back behind Adams, the 28 of Clark. I believe that is the 64 of Andrew Rucker. One car that is way back and off of the pace, that is the 19 machine of David Tooker. Tooker very slow this lap. That 19 machine has found trouble somewhere. And go to our turn 3 instant replay. See if we can find out what happened to the 19. He goes for a spin through the infield. Manages to save it somehow. So great driving by the 19. Go back live, but that has cost him a whole lot of time. But David Tooker now has his work cut out for him, trying to catch up to the field. He will need some help from a caution. And while the 42 of Thomas George continuing to lead. Ooh, it's Campbell in the 31. Shoots down towards the infield, gathers that car back in. And Campbell gonna lose a lot of ground there, but able to stay straight for the most part. To look out the back of the 45 of Matt Arcara. And while we were looking out the back, the 64 of Andrew Rucker has gone around. There's mayhem in front of the 45 machine. Go to our turn 3 instant replay. Harold Campbell, Andrew Rucker getting involved here. 25 getting a piece of it. He's going to go around. Matthew Weeks getting involved in the 11. We go on board with our 3 wide TV camera. Campbell and Rucker making contact coming off of turn 4. 25 involved. Joshua Furr. And here comes the rest of the field down pit road. Now the 42 of Thomas George leading all of our drivers. Tyler Riggs in the 26. pulling onto pit road, and behind the wall, the 26 could be done for the night. See if he can get back out there. Race off of pit road looks like it's going to be won by the 95 machine of Josh Adams. So Adams with a spectacular pit stop, 13.9 seconds by his pit crew. At 95, first car out on 4 tires. 31 of Gerald Campbell not coming down pit road, along with the 58 of Chris Jordan. Those two drivers did not hit pit road. Campbell on the 31 looks like he is going to make the break for pit road this time. '58 machine of Chris Jordan coming down for his pit stop. The 10 of Jared Rexing also making another pit stop here. Rexing did get a little piece of action in that crash. Having to hammer out some damage. You can see he's got that rear end bent in a little bit. That will give the lead now to the 95 of Joshua Adams, as Adams is going to lead his first lap of the race. Joshua Adams picked up the win at Auto Club Speedway back on October 9th. Would be looking to have his second win on the season. Thomas George in the 42, hoping to pick up his first win of the season. I want to give a shout out and thank you to all you guys joining us in YouTube. Hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you very much for coming by, saying hello. A lot of people cheering for Pro Edge Racing. See if we can't get some of them up here for a broadcast once we get through some, for an interview once we get through these quick cautions. 95 of Adams in control of the field. And a green flag out once again. Thomas George in the 42 timing that start perfectly. And a good run into turn number 1. Burrell pushing the 42. Chad Frankenfield having to lift. He's got his momentum broke up. Matt Arcara sliding down to the inside. The 12 of Damian Leininger going to move to the outside, and Leininger moving into 4th place. We go on board with the 12 machine. Leininger just breathing the throttle ever so slightly. They headed off into turns 1 and 2. 3 wide down the backstretch. Leininger on the inside. Burrell in the middle. Frankenfield on the high side. We got one out of control and going around. That is Richard Hines in the 87. No caution for the 87 machine. He grabs a gear and gets rolling. But a big moment for Richard Hines. Gerald Campbell in the 31 machine finds himself 1 lap down as he rolls out from pit road. Again, the drivers fan out down the front stretch. Almost like running at a plate track. Everyone using the draft as much as they can. Trying to pick the best line to go with. Now the 95 of Adams down to the inside of George. Leininger in the 12, also making a move to the inside. Ooh, one hard into the wall. I believe that is McGo in the 83, and he is still crashing. He has made contact with a few other cars as heavy damage coming off of turn number 4. The 28 machine of Joshua Clark involved in this one. He is coming straight down pit road, not wasting any time. Go to our instant replay here. Rusty Capel in the 9 also getting involved. The 19 of David Tooker. Tooker not having the race he would like to have. But Steve McGo making contact with the 45 of Matt Arcara, then sliding back down the track. Now the 95 of Adams leading several drivers down pit road. We are working our third caution here so far tonight. 70 laps still to go. We've had 8 lead changes. And Adams going to win the race off of pit road. Coming off second will be the 15 of Frankenfield. 3 drivers staying out. Shane DeMantova, Michael Goodman in the 73, and Chris Jordan in the 58. Those 3 drivers electing not to come down pit road. So let's see here. Now that we have a extended caution because we have a lap down car, see if we can't get a word in with the 95. That is Josh Adams. Josh, how you doing out there tonight?
Pretty good. Having some fun right now.
That 95 machine is first car off of pit road with 4 fresh tires. How do you think that is going to work in your favor on this restart with now 2 cars in front of you on older tires?
I'd say it should work pretty good in my favor unless they just don't go. I think I'll probably clear them by the end of turn 2. But you know, as long as they stay respectful, it should.
We see in the battle for the lead going back and forth, a lot of lead changes. What's it like out there between all the drivers as you guys are trying to find some room to run out there?
It's definitely anxious. Doing this, any small wrong move can kill everybody. Right now, there's a lot of respect being shown up front, so I think we're good for right.
Well, Josh, man, I want to say thank you for taking the time to talk to us. While you can, do you have any shout-outs or fans you'd like to thank?
Yeah, anybody that's watching, I don't know if anybody's watching me, but you know, if they are, I'll try and go.
Well, I'm watching you. Does that count?
If you're rooting for me.
All right, man. Well, good luck out there with the rest of your teammates. You guys, the Bright Light Motorsports team, having a good run going so far. Do what?
So that's correct.
Yeah. All right, well, good luck out there, and thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Josh Adams giving us a quick little word out there. He is going to be restarting with 4 fresh tires. Front row will be made up of the 20 of Shane DiMantova and Chris Jordan. Now, not all is lost. They were only last on pit road 7 laps ago, so tires won't be too terrible. But 4 fresh tires here at Michigan. Going to be hard to beat. Field forming up behind the pace car. Go on board with the 10 of Jared Rexing as he works his way down the backstretch at a nice leisurely pace. Coming up on just about 17 laps away from the halfway point. Pace car down and away, the 20 machine. And DiMantova in control of the field, and he wastes no time getting on the throttle. And Shane pulling out to a very big lead here down the front stretch. Adams in the 95, going to use that to his advantage. Diving down to the inside of Jordan. Jordan going to stay way up high. Here comes the 15 of Frankenfield. He's going to try and get underneath the 95 machine. Both drivers set their sights on the race lead. Going to use the draft off the 20. And Adams gets to the draft zone first. But now the 20 of DiMantova down to the inside. He's going to start pulling that 15 of Frankenfield if he gets any lower. Chad really on the bottom there. Didn't come up off the white line there. And Shane gonna try and block him in the 20 machine. Now we got a 4-way battle for the race lead. Adams in the 95 on the outside. Now Shane trying to keep both cars behind him. But Adams in the 95 is gonna squeeze on by on the outside. Frankenfield gets by on the inside. And the yellow flag gonna come out once again. It looks like the 31 of Gerald Campbell having some more issues. Go to our turn 3 instant replay here. Let's figure out what happened to the 31 machine. Just gets loose coming off of turn 2. Tagging the wall. Looked like light contact with the inside wall. Gets it sorted, gets rolling once again. We go back under yellow. Adams had just cleared the 20 of Shane DiMantova for the lead. Frankenfield into second. I do want to point out that the 26 of Tyler Riggs has rejoined the race. He's 8 laps down as the 95 and the 15 make their way down pit road. Steve McGough in the 83 on pit road. The 28 of Joshua Clark leaving his pit stall. Those guys had been sitting on pit road for the last 9 minutes and counting. Clark now rejoining the race. after working on that machine, trying to straighten the fenders out. Adams going to win the race off of pit road. Frankenfield following suit. With that, guys, we're going to take a quick moment to step away. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights are still on the pace car. Thomas George in the 42, and Burrell in the 37/11 machine. Jared Rexing in the 10. And Chuck Sweeting in the 23 machine, with Damian Leininger in the 12. Going to be your top 5 for the restart. Brady Clark in the 14 machine will make up row number 3 on the outside. Lights go out on the pace car. Fastest lap of the race being scored by the 23 of Chuck Sweeting. Did that on lap 28 with a time of 38.282. Chuck going to restart outside row number 2, using that fast lap to move him forward here. Ethan Burrell with a Trading Paints faux pas. Trading Paints loaded up what he said was a paint scheme from a year ago. Not to be confused with Matthew Weeks, but here we go once again. George on the outside in the 42 machine, in control of this field. And George gets on the throttle, and away we go. Maybe not as good of a start as the 42, but just as good as everyone around him. And the 37/11 making a move to the inside of Thomas George. George getting left with no drafting partner. Rexing going with the 11 machine. /37. It is what it is at this point. But Burrell, doesn't matter what paint scheme is on that machine to him, he is out front. And Ethan gonna lead his first lap here at Michigan. Now Jared Rexing in the 10, making a move. Rexing to the point. But here comes Chuck Sweeting in the 26 machine. Chuck with a good run down the backstretch, making a move to the inside. And Chuck Sweeting drag racing with Jared Rexing to the line. But Rexing gonna pick up that lap lead. Meanwhile, the 95 of Adams. First car off of pit road with 4 fresh tires. Moving through the field very quickly here. Finds himself in a position to battle for the race lead. Has just 2 more cars to pass. Sweeting in the 23 machine, picking up his first lap lead on the race. Three wide down the backstretch as they head off into turn 3. This race aptly named the 3 wide TV 200. Well, we're making it 3 wide now. The 42 of George down to the inside. The 95 of Adams back to the leader top spot. The leader's top spot. Sure, we'll go with it. Horrible turn of phrase. The 42 of George now trying to make something happen. He has the 26 of Sweeting on his back bumper. They get a good run heading into turns 3 and 4. Amy and Leininger in the 12 machine. Rounding out your top 5. Sweeting making a move to the inside as the yellow flag gonna come out. Joshua Furr in the 25 machine. Stalled out coming off of turn number 4. Find out what happened. Joshua Furr in the 25. As you see the 20 of Shane DiMantova get loose right in front of him. The 20 machine of DiMantova got loose coming up off the corner. And the 25 of Furr just had nowhere to go. Drivers making their way down pit road once again. Race off of pit road. Andrew Rucker in the 64. Looks like maybe he missed his pit stall. I do not show him hitting his pit box. But George in the 42 going to win the race off the pit road for the drivers who made pit stops this time around. It looks like the 25 of Joshua Furr has gone behind the wall. Well, I say, let's see if we can't get a quick word in with the driver known as Ethan Burrell, normally piloting the 37 machine, but tonight you're running a FedEx 11. Ethan, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I gotcha.
How is that 11/37 running out there tonight?
Oh, it feels pretty good. It's a little squirrely, but yeah, sorry, scheme's didn't load right this week, but we're just kind of going with what we got. But man, I had a big scare there before that caution, so came down, got some tires. It's feeling pretty good though. It's fast. Just kind of got to be in the right place at the right time here. But yeah, no, we're running pretty good.
Your Pro Edge Racing team seems to be having a solid showing out here tonight. The 11 machine of Matthew Weeks. He's also out there running with you guys. What is the team plan here? Is it seems this race is kind of a draft fest out there down the backstretch.
It's definitely interesting. We were kind of just emphasizing, getting into that top line down the backstretch. It just carries so much speed into the next corner. But really just, this track's, yeah, like you said, it's all about the air and just who's willing to send it into the corner, harder than everybody else. Because, one little bobble and it just comes around on you. So we're pretty on edge, but it's been pretty fun so far.
Well, Ethan, whether you're in the 11 FedEx or the 37, that car finds a way to the front race after race. You got a shot at winning this thing?
I think so. I think there's going to be quite a bit of luck factoring into this race, but so far we're looking pretty good. We've gotten some good runs here, found a couple buddies to work in the draft, so depending on how things shake out, I think we got a shot at it.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go with the lights out on the pace car now, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
I just want to shout out my grandma. She's actually tuned in. Hopefully I can put on a show for her and get us a W.
All right, well, there you go. He's going for it, Grandma. Ethan, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
All right, thank you.
Field foreman up behind the pace car. The 6 of Logan Shea did not make a pit stop. The only car staying out on older tires. Thomas George in the 42 going to restart on his outside. That'll make up row number 1. Row number 2 will be the 95, Josh Adams, and the 10 of Jared Rexy. Row 3 will be the 12 of Damian Leininger, 37, Ethan Burrell. Do have a few cars that have fallen out of the race. Gerald Campbell in the 31 has gone behind the wall. Joshua Furr in the 25 joining him as well. See if they can get back out there, but for the moment they are behind the wall. And here we go, still sitting on pit road as the green flag comes out. Logan Shea in the 6. Trying to get a clean break through 1 and 2. The big jump like he has is only going to pull this field into him very quickly down the backstretch. And here they come. Adams to the inside. Burrell pushing the 95. And Adams back to the front as the 10 of Rexing gets sideways. Jared Rexing going around. David Tooker involved. Michael Goodman in the 73 involved. And the 10 of Jared Rexing is going to go around through 3 and 4. He was in a 2x2x2 battle. And the 10 just gets loose. Rangenfield nowhere to go. Tooker nowhere to go. Richard Hines getting involved. Rusty Capel in there. David Westergreen getting involved in the 22 machine. Rexing up ahead, you can see track getting blocked very quickly. The yellow flag coming out, and this time most of our leaders staying out. We are at the halfway. 50 laps to go in this 100 lap race. Joshua Clark in the 28 machine receiving the waiver round. The free pass, I should say. Clark now 4 laps down. So the field slows once again, bringing out our 6th caution of the race. 17 lead changes here tonight. This most recent crash has put a lot of front-running cars, though, on the pit road for an extended amount of time. Get their car worked on. One of those being the 19 of David Tooker. Michael Goodman in the 73, he's still sitting on pit road. Brent Jones in the 89. David Westergreen in the 22. Richard Hines in the 87, all sitting on pit road, losing a lap to our race leader Josh Adams while they work on their cars. Richard Hines in the 87 does leave his pit stall to rejoin the race. started. 29 cars here tonight. Looks like for the moment 3 cars are behind the wall. Stephen McGough in the 83 machine. He will be for 29th place right now. He's been on pit road for the last half hour working on that machine. Don't know if he's going to be able to rejoin the race or not. We did see him pop his engine in the incident he was involved in. Half hour is about the time it takes to change an engine in these Cup cars. That time to repair his car drawing close. We'll see if he rejoins the race. The field's starting to form up. We get ready to go green flag racing. Pace car getting ready to head for pit road. Adams in control of the field. Ethan Burrell on his outside for this restart. And Adams gets to the throttle and back to green flag racing we go. Adams getting away very quickly here. That is not necessarily a good thing to have down this Michigan backstretch, as the field will draft up to you very quickly. That's going to give him a big run on him. Adams has got to hold his line here. He's going to defend the inside. Burrell, though, clears him quickly. Leininger, George, and Adams 3 wide through 3 and 4. Now Leininger going to drop down to the inside. George to the high side. And Burrell out front to lead another lap. Ooh, as things get tight as Adams sneaks down to the inside. Adams back to the point. George in the 42 on the high side along the wall there with Adams. Who is the 11 machine? Ethan Burrell finds himself in trouble. Leininger gets involved. Weeks gets involved. And Ethan Burrell going around. From third place, Ethan Burrell and Thomas George making contact at corner entry. That our car gets involved. Brady Clark in the 14 getting a piece of it. Take another look at it to go on board with the 12 of Damian Leininger. So back under yellow we go, and back down pit road comes the 95 of Adams. Drivers not taking a chance. 4 tires, every chance they can get. Our pole sitter, the 7 machine of Joshua Personette, not coming down pit road this time. He's going to stay out and finally get credited with a lap led. Green machine is Scott Haney, also not making a pit stop here. Those two drivers electing to stay out. But Adams, first car behind them in the 95 with 4 fresh tires. We have seen 4 tires being the key to making your way to the front here, as the 7 is going to head down pit road this time. I will put the 3 of Scott Haney to the lead. Haney going to lead his first lap of the race. A lot of fast cars being taken out here as we've seen here the last few cautions being triggered by someone running inside the top 10 and then collecting a few other cars around them. But this last incident had some heavy contact. Might see a few more cars out of competition here. Give a rundown here in just a moment while we try and let everyone get on and off pit road. We'll see who is able to get rolling quickly and who is not. As it stands right now, we have 15 cars on the lead lap. Joshua Personette in the 7 machine and scored in a 15th place as the last car on the lap. David Tooker right in front of him in the 19. He is scored in 22nd place, 5 laps down. Lights go out on the pace car. Ethan Burrell checking in on YouTube. Not a good sign for that driver. That saying hello to us in the YouTube chat, Ethan. Hopefully you can get back out there, man, when you see your car's behind the wall right now. Don't know how bad the damage is, but tough break for that 37 machine here tonight. Scott Haney in the 3 machine, selecting the inside lane for this restart. Started 29 cars, 15 cars on the lead lap. First car 1 lap down is the 87 of Richard Hines. Pace car down and away. Got Haney in control of the field now. Green machine holding them in check for quite a while. Now he gets rolling. And the green flag flies once again. The 42 and the 95 set their sights on working past the 3 very quickly so they can resume their battle for the race lead. But Scott Haney in the 3 might have other plans for him. The 3 machine now down the backstretch. Thomas George in the 42 has a good run. Here comes the 6 of Shea. Adams in the 95 tried to make something happen there. The 41 of Dallas Myhan hard on his bumper. And Thomas George to the lead. Haney sitting in second place, though. He is going to have his hands full as the 6 of Logan Shea looking to the inside. Chuck Sweeting now trying to make a move as well. Adams to the high side around the 3 machine of Haney. And now making a move down underneath Sweeting. And passing Thomas George as well. 2 cars, 1 corner, put Adams back to the front. Now Thomas George had the run down the straightaway. He's going to use that momentum to carry him past the 95, slides up in front of him down the backstretch. The asphalt equivalent of a slide job there. The 95 of Adams returns the favor once they head down into 3 and 4, but this time he's going to pull the 26 of Sweeting along with him. Laps starting to wind down here in our 100 lap event, 200 miles of scheduled distance. Field able to get about 40 laps on a tank of fuel. But talking to the drivers in the pre-race, they said no one's going to want to do 40 laps. The tires would be shot. With that being said, I feel that should this go green the rest of the way, we'll see 1 pit stop for sure, maybe even 2. George and Sweeting battling for second place down the backstretch, with Chad Frankenfield right behind them in the 15 machine. Go on board with the 45 of Matt Arcara. He is working behind the 14 of Brady Clark. We do have 22 cars still out there riding around. As I mentioned, 15 cars on the lead lap. Andrew Rucker in the 64 machine is now the last car on the lead lap. Heavily torn up, but continuing to ride around out there. Rucker very slow due to all the damage. He is not giving up. Going to try and soldier on. Maybe capitalize on a few more drivers' misfortune. Got one down on the inside here. That is the 14 of Brady Clark. Like another driver getting loose coming off of turn 2. Damian Leininger in the 12, hugging the wall, staying out of the way. Bum machine Caught up in one of our earlier incidences. Adams in the 95, though, for the moment, is enjoying the biggest lead of the race. And that's sad to say because it's not even a full half second. That is how close the racing has been here tonight at Michigan for the race lead. Now George starting to reel him in a little bit. Frankenfield sitting in third place, with Matt Arcara in fourth. Rounding out your top five is Chuck Sweeting. Logan Shea in the sixth, sitting in sixth place as he is right behind the 45 of Matt Arcara, our top six. Single file here for the moment. But the 42 of Thomas George, as I say that, starting to make a move for the race lead. Now Adams going to make another move to the inside. And Adams trying to get back to that top spot. George in the 42 hanging tough in the outside lane. Sweeting could be the deciding factor here. Who is he going to go with? Frankenfield in the 15 machine sitting in fourth place. Ooh, as Adams gets a little loose, Sweeting gets a little loose, and George in the 42 machine gonna get to break away a little bit here. We work lap 72 of 100. Now Thomas George pulling out a bit of a gap, and the caution flag is gonna come out. The 14 of Brady Clark sideways, facing the wrong direction. We go high atop the blimp to see what happened to the 14 machine. Clark just gonna get loose, overcorrects, gets into the outside wall. And Brady Clark in the 14 grabs a gear and gets rolling. Do want to point out that the 83 of Stephen McCoe has gotten back out on track. Steve does find himself in 29th place, 41 laps down. However, should he be able to continue riding around and complete 12 laps, would be able to move from 29th up to 26th. Add another 5 laps to that, and he might be able to catch the 89 machine of Brent Jones, who scored in 25th place. Jones, 23 laps down. That is going to be a tall order for the 83 machine. Back out on track. Drivers who came down pit road Chad Frankenfield in the 15. 4-tire stop for him, and he wins the battle. Joshua Adams in the 95, coming off second from pit road. Alice Myhan in the 41, not making a pit stop. Credited with leading 1 lap. This time he will pull down pit road with the 9 of Rusty Capel. That will give the lead to the 15 of Chad Frankenfield as he leads his first laps of the race. Michael Goodman in the 73, just in front of our race leader. Goodman right now in 20th spot, 5 laps down. 28 of Josh Clark finds himself in 17th place, 3 laps down, and Clark right there in front of the 73. And you have the 83 of Steve Go, who is in 29th spot. Tyler Riggs in the 26 machine. He is scored in 21st place, is 7 laps down. Then the 19 of David Tooker in 19th spot finds himself 5 laps down. These drivers looking for the wave around. Gonna try and get one of their laps back. Lights go out on the pace car. Drivers wave around the pace car. Tyler Riggs in the 26. Hooker in the 19. Stephen McGo, Josh Clark, and Michael Goodman all getting one of many laps back. And now the 15 of Chad Frankenfield, collecting the outside lane for this restart. This is our 8th caution of the night. We're a total of 21 laps so far under yellow. We have 25 laps to go. 26 lead changes in the race, so it has been busy up front. Pace car down and away. And Frankenfield wasting no time getting onto the throttle, and we are back underway. The 6 of Logan Shea trying to draft off the 15 down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Adams has the help of the 26 machine of Chuck Sweeting, the 42 of George there as well. Adams back to the front. Sweeting into second. George trying to clear the 15 of Frankenfield. Now Logan Shea Well, he moved down to the bottom. Now he moved back up to the high side. And George, having no drafting help, starting to lose a little bit of ground. Go on board with Adams as he leads this field. Frankenfield in the 15 with a good run up off the corner. Adams moving down, trying to keep Chad behind him. And the 15 machine of Chad Frankenfield really drove in deep into 1 and 2. Adams, though, with a better exit and the draft help, as Sweeting all over the back bumper of that 95. They are able to pull past the 15. And Adams once again out front. Frankenfield briefly had it down the backstretch, but you can see just how important having a draft partner is here in this 2 miles speedway. Top 3, 4, 5, 6 cars getting single file now. Matt Arcara in 7th place. Going to join this train of drivers. Everyone kind of fanning out a little bit as they get into the corner. Chris Jordan in the 58 machine, finding himself in 8th place. Is the 12 of Damian Leininger going another lap down. He is continuing to soldier on out there. Another driver experienced heavy damage, but did not give up on the race. Do want to point out that the 83 of Stephen McGough has managed to pass the 31 of Gerald Campbell, moved into 28th place. Now sets his sights on the 25 of Joshua Burr in 27th spot. He has to do 3 more laps. George in the 42, making a move to the inside for the race lead. George not able to clear the 95 of Adams down the backstretch. Sweeting staying committed to the back bumper of the 95 machine. David Westergreen in the 22, slow down on the apron. We do have 22 cars out running around on track here right now. We started 29. 14 cars on the lead lap. Andrew Rucker, last car on the lead lap in the 64 machine. 87 of Richard Hines, the first and only car 1 lap down. Joshua Clark in the 28, sitting in 16th spot, is 3 laps down, as we are working lap 85 of 100. So Adams in the 95 machine, looking to become the first repeat winner of the season. Adams picking up the win at Auto Club Speedway back October 9th, the Kenny B200. Matt Arcara in the 45, taking a peek to the inside of Joshua Personette. Nothing there just yet. 7, battling with the 15 of Frankenfield. Ooh, is Matt Arcara in the 45. Big wiggle for him, but he gathers it back in. Meanwhile, Sweeting making a move for the lead. And Sweeting registered as the lap leader when they went across the start-finish line. Adams in the 95 machine, trying to find a way back around to the lead. Down the back stretch they come. Adams has some help from the 42 of George. Now Adams making a move to the inside, similar move to what Chuck Sweeting did to him. Slow car gonna affect the 26 machine a little bit there. That is the 87 of Richard Hines. David Tooker and Stephen McGough trying to stay out of the way here, moving up to the high lane, letting the leaders battle it out. As the 58 machine is going to get sideways, that is Chris Jordan spinning onto pit road. Not sure that is how Jordan wanted to hit pit lane. That is how it played out for him. He makes his way down pit lane at the very agonizing low speed of whatever pit lane speed limit is here. I believe it's 60 miles an hour. Maybe it's 50. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been here in the car. And now the 23 of Chuck Sweeting out front. 95 of Adams into second place. George in the 42 sitting in third. Logan Shea in fourth, and Joshua Personette, our pole sitter, rounding out our top 5. With 10 laps to go, and Chuck Sweeting hold off the 95 of Adams. They have one way down to the inside. I'm not sure who that was. I want to say it was the 7 of Joshua Personette, but I'm not 100% sure. 9 laps to go for Chuck Sweeting. Could he be our 9th different race winner in 9 races here in the Elite Join APS Cup Series? Leininger staying to the high side. Sweeting starting to open up a bit of a gap. Are getting into a tire run here, deep into a tire run. Sweeting's last lap was a 39.048. His best lap of a 38.282. inching up to a 1 second fall off. But the 23 starting to open up his lead. Now is over a half second. For the first time here tonight, we are seeing someone start to pull away from the field, and just like that, caution flag is gonna fly. And I'm not 100% sure, but very possibly for the 73 of Michael Goodman. I don't believe it was. Try and find who triggered the caution here. Not 100% sure. We'll chalk that one up as this commentator missed it. It happens from time to time. Maybe it is a caution for debris. You'll never know. And now Chuck Sweeting and the rest of the field has a decision to make. That seems to be pretty much a no-brainer for our race leaders, everyone coming down pit road. Somebody deep in the field might try to stay out. Doesn't look like anyone was brave enough to do it that was on the lead lap. Race off of pit road. Looks like it is going to be Adams at the line. 4 tire stop for all of our lead lap drivers. And Joshua Adams in the 95 coming off of pit road with the race lead here in the closing laps at Michigan. Pit's now opened up for the cars scored off the lead lap. One driver gonna make that break. Pit lane. That is the 87 of Richard Hines. Chris Jordan in the 58 received the free pass after he spun down onto pit road. Makes his pit stop. Now we have a few cars going to try and take the wave around here. Looks like one of those 89 machine of Brent Jones. Get one of many laps back. Jones, while being serviced by his pit crew, extensive damage. Came by to say hello in YouTube. Thank you very much for talking to us, Jones. We appreciate that, Brent. With only one attempt on order for a green-white checkered here tonight. Gotta wonder how hard drivers are gonna try and push it. We'll be getting the green flag with 3 laps to go. Lights go out on the pace car. Will we see a green-white checkered? I don't know. Been a wild race here at Michigan tonight. 29 lead changes so far. Joshua Adams having a stellar pit stop took the lead away from the 26 Chuck Sweeting down pit road. Sweeting was starting to pull away from the field when that yellow came out. See how this plays out between the 95, the 26. Don't forget Thomas George in the 42 right there as well, and our points leader, the 15 of Chad Frankenfield. Any one of those 4 drivers could come away with the race win. In fact, anyone on the lead lap has a shot at it. And Adams wasting no time and jumping out to an early lead here on this restart. That could come back to bite him in the butt down the backstretch. George and Sweeting, though, going to go door to door. And Adams going to defend the inside. Thomas George making a move to the outside. Now the 15 of Frankenfield going to hug that yellow line as Adams washes up a little bit. 2 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line, and Adams by a nose on that lap. 3 wide for the race lead with 2 laps to go. That Arcara in the 45 trying to sneak in there as well. Sweeting on the high side. George in the 42 getting a little bump draft from the 23. Now Adams with the run on the inside of Thomas George, but Sweeting working that back bumper over like static clean to an aluminum pan. He is stuck to that back bumper. Final lap here at Michigan. No green-white checkers on order. Next flag is going to do it. Sweeting gets a little loose as he tried to find some racing room down on the bottom. He's going to try and make it 3 wide. Adams, for the moment, has the lead, but here comes the 26 of Chuck Sweeting. George falling back a little bit. Chad Frankenfield, he's going to make his break for the line, and at the line, it is going to be Adams in the 95 machine as they were 3 wide coming to the start-finish line. Chuck Sweeting going to be scored in 2nd place. Third will be Chad Frankenfield. Thomas George in the 42 going to finish 4th. And Logan Shea will round out your top 5 here tonight for the 3 wide TV 200. And what a race that was. We saw these guys 3 wide all night long, 4 wide, 5 wide, 31 lead changes, but it all comes down to the final lap, and Adams becoming the first repeat winner on the season, picking up win number 2 in 9 races. No one go anywhere, guys. We're going to set up our post-race show. We'll be right back. for our driver interviews. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as I have caught up with our race winner. That is the pilot of the 95 machine, Josh Adams, picking up his second win of the season. Congratulations, Josh. Nice job out there tonight.
Yeah, thank you. There's something about those 2 mile tracks. Got the other one at Auto Club. Might be like the Kyle Larson of this.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad thing to be known for. Kyle Larson, quite the wheelman at the 2 mile tracks. But here you are, winner of the 3 wide TV 200 at Michigan. And that race was aptly named. We saw a lot of 3 wide action. Tell us about that final restart and the race to the start finish line.
Oh, you finished at 3 wide too, so shout out there. I knew I wanted to take off pretty early on that restart just because if I would have waited until the line, we were going to pack up by turn 3 anyways. So I didn't think I knew I wasn't going to catch anybody sleeping. I just wanted to try and get a good, clean restart for myself and then just hold the bottom. And I figured if I held the bottom, everything else would fall into place.
Well, the 95 does come home with the win and what was 36 laps led for you. Total of 31 lead changes out there. It seemed like at no point was anyone able to catch their breath. How exhausted are you after 100 laps here at Michigan?
We ran a lot of that under caution, so still pretty good. But when we did get the one long run and it started to get a little bit free, Chuck had us covered. And if that would have ran 4 or 5 more laps, you'd be talking to somebody else. But that's not always how it goes. But he ran a really good race.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your race win. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this victory?
Yeah, you guys for doing the broadcast. Damien for bringing me on to BLM. 3 Wide TV for the broadcast, for the sponsor, Chad for the league, everything.
All right, Josh, once again, congratulations, man. Nice job out there tonight.
Thank you.
Now it's time to talk to our third place finisher. That is the 15 machine of Chad Frankenfield. He came into tonight as our points leader. Looks like that 15 machine had a heck of a run out there. Started 21st, made it all the way up to first, settling for third place here tonight. Chad, tell us a little bit about your race.
It was definitely eventful. I was probably top 2 or 3 car. I think anywhere up there would have been a good finish for me. We did everything we needed to tonight. Car was running a little bit hot there later in the race. That's why I was trying to lay back. But in all, it was a good finish, good race.
The 15 didn't qualify out here tonight. Normally, you like to qualify on pole as you have 3 pole positions on the season. Was that a strategy move for you or just kind of something that you wanted to try here tonight?
To be honest with you, I just fenced it. It was something I struggled with. I definitely, I just fenced it qualifying. But like I said, luckily I was able to battle my way back up through.
Well, that fencing it invalidates your lap time. Not something you were looking forward to doing. Then it sounds like.
No, it was just not a good qualifying effort. The first lap I ran the top, and then obviously the issue with the qualifying. But anyway, I mean it's good. 100 lap race, ton of race to make up spots. So
That it was, and as you did come home third, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
I just want to thank Join APS, 3Wide TV, and everybody. Anybody who contributes to the league. So.
All right, that is your third place finisher, driver of the 15 machine, Chad Frangenfield, getting it done out here tonight. Congratulations, Chad. Nice job out there. So, guys, we will run through our results here as we wait to see if Chuck Sweeting will make it up and be able to give us an interview. Our race winner, the 95 of Joshua Adams. Chuck Sweeting bringing it home in second. Third place will be the 15 of Chad Frangenfield. Thomas George in the 42 machine finishing fourth. Logan Shea fifth. Sixth place going to Matt Arcara. Dallas Myhan finishing seventh. Eighth going to Joshua Personette. Ninth, Ethan Reasoner. Scott Haney finishing in 10th place. 11th going to be Chris Jordan. Shane Tova finishing 12th. 13th will be Rusty Capel. Andrew Rucker finishing 14th. The 87 machine of Richard Hines going to be scored in 15th spot. 16th place going to Josh Clark. David Tooker finishing 17th. 18th will be the 22 of David Westergreen. Tyler Riggs finishing in 19th place. Damian Leininger will round out your top 20 tonight. 21st going to Michael Goodman. Brady Clark in the 14 machine finishing 22nd. Brent Jones 23rd. Stephen McGough got back out there, made it all the way up to 24th place. Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine going to finish in 25th. Matthew Weeks finishing 26th. 27 will be Jared Rexing. Joshua Furr finishing 28th. And Gerald Campbell rounding out our 29 car field here tonight. So guys, thank you very much for joining us. I will say I want to take a moment here and see if we can't talk to someone who led a lot of laps out here tonight but brought it home in fourth place, and that is the driver of the 42 machine, Thomas George. Tom, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, George, the 42 machine brought it home in fourth place here tonight after leading 34 laps. Tell us a little bit about your race out there tonight.
Nothing you can really say. I'm kind of surprised I'm getting interviewed. I just wanted to talk to Chad, but I'll take the opportunity. Couldn't get away from anybody until 10, 15 laps in the run, so it's a downfall of this package. So it causes a lot of cautions, and just we kept putting ourselves in position to try and win that race, and we kept staying up front all night. I don't think we ran any lower than fifth at one point, so not a good points night, but somebody's got to send me a lucky rabbit's foot or something. I got to find a way to win one of these dang things.
Well, the 42 does have a way of running up front. For the season, you came into tonight fifth place in the points standings. You had 3 top 10s and 2 top 5s. Going to add to that as well here tonight. So congratulations on that. But it seemed like a whole lot of fun out there for the race lead, as it seemed like lap after lap we always had a new leader.
Yeah, I think I said it in race chatter earlier. It's Mishanona or Mishatona, whatever it is, because it's just like plate racing. I mean, the car, it was so stable as long as you knew how to just, let off just a little enough, just enough to keep it under you, because it would get loose if you put too much wheel into it. It's kind of why I preferred what Auto Club was earlier this season. It was a weird setup for that one, but it spread out the field, and we had a really great race on that one. So it was fun, no question about that. But I mean, I knew that last restart I had a really good shot to win it, and if it had been one last lap, I would have had it. But it's just the way this car is. You get 3 laps to make something happen, and people got to push you, and I got put up 3 wide, and I kind of knew, unless I had somebody pushing my outside there, that I wasn't going to be able to get the win, because the middle, even with this package, that middle groove is still the preferred line here in Michigan, even if it has been a rescanned and it's a new one.
All right, well, Thomas, congratulations on 4th place here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you need to give?
Just thank you to all my teammates that helped me. My team owner, who was with me tonight, just coaching me through, as he always does. Always love him about that. Basically, my sponsors for not telling me to stop running their sponsors, because I use their products every day. And the admins, the owners, and you put on the show for it. I just hope that we can have more races like Auto Club. These cautions aren't fun to have, but we'll get it figured out. Hopefully we can put on some green flag racing for the fans to watch.
All right, thank you very much, Thomas, for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate it, man. Nice job out there tonight, finishing 4th.
Thank you, KR. You have a good one. I'm going to go watch the World Series now.
Oh, man, the World Series still going on. That means we need to wrap this up very quickly. Good thing we already went through the results, guys. Once again, thank you very much for joining me here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't forget to join us next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Actually, that is not going to be next week. That's going to be November 13th for the MS Race for Awareness 250 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. That'll do it for me. My name is KR Stolfus, and thank you guys for joining me here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.